Welcome back again in speaking section. In today's video, we are going to discuss about 7 C's. What are the 7 C's and what are the role of 7 C's in your communication? So let's discuss in detail what are the 7 C's. First one is correctness. Second one is completeness. Third one is conciseness. Fourth one is consideration. Fifth one is concreteness. Sixth one is clarity. And last one is courtesy. So these are the 7 C's. We will discuss in detail what are the explanation of these 7 C's. The first 7 C's is correctness. In effective communication, your sentences should be correct. Like if your conversation will be flawless, if your conversation will be meaningless, then there will be ambiguity in the way of your communication. So if you will send a unclear message, unpredictable message to others, then it creates ambiguity in the way of your communication. If you think that your communication will be good, then your message will be correct in every aspect. Like grammar should be accurate, vocabulary should be good, and you have to use authentic words, you have to use precise and short words so that other body understand it. If you will use lengthy sentences, if you will use tough vocabulary, then it create hurdles in the way of your communication. So in every aspect, if there will be a good message from sender, then you should think that your message will be correct in every aspect. Like if you are talking someone, then you should use proper language. Don't use complicated sentences, don't use tough sentences that came in the way of your communication. And second one is conciseness. Conciseness is very essential for effective communication. Means your message should be concise, you should use relevant material, you should use to the point talking, you should use to the point conversation to convey your ideas to others. If you will use tough language, if you will use tough vocabulary for your conversation, then it create hurdles in the way of your communication. If you want your message sent to receiver without any delay, without any wasting your time, then there will be conciseness. Conciseness is very essential component for an effective communication. The third main important for communication and 7 C's is clarity. Clarity means your message will be clear, your ideas should be clear, there will be no obstacles in the way of your communication. If your message will be clear and if your message will understand receivers without any problem, then you can say that your communication is successful. If you want your communication will be successful, sending point of view, receiving point of view, then you should use concise, clear and authentic message for your communication. If you want to improve your communication skill, then you should keep in mind, you consider that your message should be clear in every aspect. If you will use tough language, if you will use very ambiguous and unpredictable language for your communication, then it is a very big problem for you that came in the way of your communication. Another main important quality of any business communication, it is completeness. It is essential for business communication. It will be completed in every aspect, like your content, your style, your message, your language should be complete in every aspect. If you will miss one of them, then definitely it create hurdle in the way of your communication. If you want to grip on your communication, then you should keep in mind your message should be clear, your message should be complete. Like if you are talking with someone, if you are using some kind of language, particularly English, then you should use short sentences, you should use easy word, you should use easy vocabulary so that receiver will understand. If your message will be not completed, if your message will not complete according to the expectations of the receiver, then it create hurdle in the way of your communication. So for effective business communication, you should use clear message. Your message should be complete. Like if you are sending a letter to other, if you are sending an email to other, then you should write in complete way. Unclear and unauthentic message create hurdles in the way of your communication. And fifth, seven seed is concreteness. Concreteness means when your message is unclear, when you are trying to send a message to the receiver, then there will be lack of awareness, there will be lack of audience, there will be lack of authenticity, then it is a very big problem for your communication. Like if you are talking with someone, if you are communicating with someone, if you are exchanging your message to others, then you should use exact and clear message so that readers or receiver will understand your message. If you will use difficult or typical language for your communication, then it is a very big problem in the way of your communication. Concreteness is very essential component for your business communication. If you will keep in mind all the time, you can convey your message to others without wasting your time. So for effective business communication, you should use concrete message. There will be fully authentic and content should be clear. If there will be lack of awareness, if there will be lack of style, if there will be lack of content, then it creates ambiguity in the way of your communication. Another main point that you should keep in mind regarding effective communication, it is consideration. Consideration means when you will consider your receiver, what you are saying to your receiver and what the exactly receiver want to receive from your speaking. So if you will not take into consideration to the reader, then it is a very big problem that came in the way of your business communication. Like if you are sending a message to the receiver in a language readers can't understand it, receiver can't understand it, then you are using useless text. When you are using rough language, when you are using meaningless content in your conversation, then it is a very big problem for your communication. If you want to improve your communication, if you want your communication will be effective on daily basis, then you should consider your receiver. If you will not consider your receiver in particular way, your views will not be clear, your views can't understand the readers, then it is a very big problem for the receiver. So when you are trying to send a message, when you are conveying your message to the receiver, then you should consider your receivers. If your receiver is satisfied, then it is a your good communication, it is your effective communication. If your receiver will not be satisfied about your conversation, then it is a very big problem and you are just wasting your time. If you are doing like this, your message is not under the consideration of the receiver, then it is a very big flaw in the way of your communication. So regarding your exchanging messages, despite of having enough knowledge, you should keep in mind, you should consider your receiver when you are trying to send a message. It is a very helpful tool, it's a very helpful element for your business communication. And last one is very important, it is courteousness. Courtesy means when you are polite, when you are courteous about your language. If you will use tough language, if you will use with irrelevant attitude, if you will use a tough language, if you will not polite during your conversation, during your communication, then it is a big flaw in your communication. Like if you are talking to your customers, you should talk with them in polite way. If you will talk in a strict way, your attitude will be in strict, way, then it is a very big problem your company can face, your organization can face. So, for your effective communication, for your effective business communication, you should consider that you should be in polite way. You should be in a courteous way. Like if you will be courteous, if your tongue will be in courteous way, then you can win a race. You can win any battle. If other person, if other body, if receiver in angry mood, but you are in a polite manner, you are in a courteous mode, then you can satisfy your reader, you can motivate your readers, you can convince your customers, you can sell your products without wasting your time. So for effective business communication, you should consider that your language, your attitude, your behavior should be courteous, your behavior should be in polite way. If you will be in polite way, then you can lead your company, you can set any kind of goal for your firm. If you will use stick attitude in your conversation, in your communication, then you can't motivate to anybody in your communication. So these are the points you should keep in mind all the time if you grip on your effective business communication. These are the 7 points, these are very major points for your business communication. If you will consider that, if you will keep in mind all the time, then you can make a effective communication. If you are working in any firm, if you are a manager, if you are a co-worker, if you are a subordinate, then if you adopt these kinds of elements, these components for your communication that start from C, then you can become a good speaker and you can convey your message in proper way. If your idea will be not authentic, then it is a very big problem in your communication.